Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Group Chat.
Fight Chat.
Welcome to Fight Chat. Let me just tell you, we really just honed in today on the fact that there is no greater form of entertainment on this planet than just two people beating the shit out of each other.
And, you know, it's a global phenomenon.
Global. It translates to every language, every ethnicity.
Because we talk a lot about in this episode of social decay, falling apart of our society. What can bring us together?
I'll tell you.
Good old-fashioned fist fight.
Good old-fashioned fist fight between two people from different walks of life. Different sizes, different motivations. We're going to talk about that and many, many more things. And my one last little teaser here is we have a story that involves death, love, family, and marriage.
This should be a movie.
This single moment should be a movie. And we're going to talk about the story that happened. And it will blow your mind. Let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
All right, we're back.
We are back. You know, it's interesting. Pete left last episode.
Pete who? Was it Pete?
Yeah.
He used to work
We're
here?
still talking about him?
I don't even remember.
Pete's a guy, he used to work here, right?
I don't recall.
Oh. Okay.
And there was another guy, Tim.
I remember Tim.
I think he...
Real activist guy.
Yeah, big activist
AOC.
guy. I don't see him here today either.
Did he quit too?
Might have.
Anand, what type of advice did you give him?
Yeah.
Clearly he's not listening.
Jason luckily showed up at our office last week and now is running the podcast, filming the podcast, and running our TikTok.
Let me just tell you about a life lesson here to all you young people out there looking for a way forward.
Just show up.
Just show up.
You know what I used to tell people when I was younger and I had started my business? I used to go, so my first office was just a room in my mom's travel agency in downtown LA.
Yep.
And I would sit in that travel agency. I would go there every single morning at 8:30. I had nothing to do.
Yeah.
I would just call stores all day, hoping they would take a meeting with me.
Yeah.
But I actually didn't have any work.
Yeah.
And someone asked me like years later, I'm like, what do you think, you know, what are some keys to success? I'm like, most people don't even show up to the game.
Yeah.
Like they're incapable of showing up to the game.
That's true. That's so true. We're seeing it right before our eyes.
Yes, literally.
Gosh.
I mean, there's a very famous story in football where there was a quarterback by the name of Drew Bledsoe.
Heard of him.
That was playing for the New England Patriots.
Heard of them.
Got hurt.
Yep.
This lanky, goofy-ass white guy shows up. Tom Brady.
Wow.
And steals his job and never looked back again.
Never looked back.
And Tom Brady may have never gotten that opportunity if he wasn't ready to play and shown up to the game that he probably thought he had no chance of ever playing in.
And look at him now. He can't stop showing up.
Yeah.
He probably should stop.
Like, hey, stop showing up.
I mean, it's just like life is all about, everyone talks about being present, but that's like physically being somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's going to take a massive hit post-pandemic because everyone was told to not show up? How do you convince people to show up?
No,
the
it'll happen
opposite.
because the consequences are going to be immediate.
It's
Jason, you showed up? Cool. It's your job now.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
in the
there's going to be a
workplace.
differentiating thing that happens in the workforce. So like Facebook, Google are saying 3 days a week you have to be in the office.
Apple too, right?
Apple too.
Yeah.
3 days a week you have to be in the office. So the people that decide those 2 days not to show up,
They're toast.
they're not going to get promoted.
They're
But
toast.
the person that shows up 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week,
And-
it's like investment banking. So in investment banking, you're expected to work 7 days a week when you're the most junior guy.
Yeah.
And whether you have work or not, if you're not there on a Saturday, at least for 5 to 6 hours, show your face, make sure senior people know you're sitting around ready to work.
Yeah.
You get dinged.
Yeah.
And either that or you get put on the worst project that actually will make you work 120 hours.
Like you're stuck on the plastics business that has accounting fucked up with the
In my era, it was the mining business.
Yeah,
if you got the mining deal, you were screwed.
because they're a disaster.
No, it's just so much work because each mine gets treated like a different company. So if you're like a mining company with 100 mines, you're building 100 models.
Show up, man. You got to show up. I do think what a great lesson for 2021 because you're right. People are just going to get smoked.
Yeah. And the thing is like,
inequality is never going to be bigger because certain people are going to show up and most people won't.
And you know what's going to kill people is like when this work from home hybrid thing, and I already see it. Like people are going to take off Fridays and Thursdays. Yeah. And you know what happens on Fridays at your office? Hey, let's all go for a drink.
Yeah.
Oh, the boss wants to take us out to drinks.
Yep.
He wants to let loose or she wants to let loose.
Yeah.
They take you out. You now bonded for 2-3 hours with your boss or your fellow coworkers.
Oh, that works. I mean,
of course that works.
My experience in corporate America was investment banking for 2 years. So it's not like I did it for decades.
Hey, to us, that's decades.
Yeah.
You're the senior advisor here.
That's 2 more decades than us.
But to your point, you had to go to the happy hour.
Yeah.
And you were expected to go back and work. But for that 1 hour, the senior guy wanted some beers.
Yeah.
If you don't show up, it looks bad.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, even if you're just a straight up entrepreneur or really anything, you got to go to the happy hour. Yes. Meaning like that's always been one of my weaknesses. You guys know that. Probably my biggest weakness is the happy hour, right? and oddly enough, it's one of Dee's strengths.
Yes.
But like you know how much opportunity has come out of just being out and about, saying hi to people, making connections, being friendly. And you're the guy they call or you have someone to call when there's something to solve.
Yes. It's insane.
I mean, it's so simple. It's human psychology. Who's going to be top of mind?
Yeah.
It's the guy who was having beers with me.
Man, that guy, I don't know his name, but he is fucking great.
He can drink.
Wait, get him on the phone.
It's true, man. It's really funny. I think we're going to see a lot of.
Do you think young people realize that?
No.
They'll realize it when the consequences.
When it's too late.
Our new Pete saying no.
I really don't think people realize that.
Hell no.
If they did, then they would do it. Like, just there's so much opportunity and just not enough people taking it.
This is what's dangerous. I think anytime the norm skews towards your worst instincts, you're potentially, the people who aren't self-disciplined are in big trouble. The perfect example was to me when Pete said, when work from home started, I tried to take advantage of it. It didn't work. And he ended up better off because it didn't work.
Yeah.
But if that's the norm, and you're like, oh, well, this is normal. This isn't me being lazy anymore.
Yeah.
This is normal now.
Yeah.
That's the biggest threat because now you have to be abnormal to over show up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And no one wants to do that.
That's true. That's going to be really interesting to see.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of our listeners, you better be at that happy hour.
Better show up. Because I think what everyone's going to realize, or companies have already realized, is you probably don't need as many employees as you used to have.
Yeah.
The pandemic probably highlighted that.
Yeah. And if they don't, they're going to realize that as soon as they do this new half office, half remote thing.
Yeah, then like, and everyone is going to take the Friday off. Like if I'm Google and I'm like a senior person at Google, I'm like, Friday, 6:30, dinner on me. Yeah. And that'll be my test.
Yes.
You're not here? Okay, fuck you.
Because most of the Google employees will probably already be in Lake Tahoe.
It's like Tahoe.
I mean, that's what famously Travis, I'm sure many other people have done this, but at Uber, made free dinner in the office at 8:00. So if you stay till 8, you get the free dinner. You know, not 6.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that was actually the same thing in finance. You're only allowed to get the free meal after 7:30. So similar.
Yeah.
You want Mr. Chow's delivery?
Yes.
Here you go.
8:00.
Starts at 9. All right. Well, listen, if you are planning on staying home and not taking any of the advice that we just gave, good news for you.
Yeah.
Twitter has a new product. So
you can sit at home.
Yeah. So you can take some of that money that you're getting from sitting at home and you can pay now for Uber subscriptions. What do I get? Why am I going to subscribe to something that's free?
You're not.
You're not. Oh. This is a terrible idea, terrible product.
Has there been a business like Twitter? I can't think of one. I was trying to think of it
that
after
converted?
This. No, that basically is the shittiest product of all time, but still is sticky. I love it and I'm obsessed with it. I get a lot of information. They've made zero innovation in a decade. They haven't changed one feature. The only feature they changed is they stopped verifying people 4 years ago. Yeah. That was their big flag in the sand. We're going to stop verifying people.
Yeah.
The one thing they should have kept doing.
Exactly.
The big innovation. I'm trying to think there has to be something comparable, but it's tough.
I mean, these guys are just out to lunch.
All right, well, look, now maybe pay for it.
Yeah.
Here's a new innovation.
You're going to be paying for their lunch.
So what do? You pay for you like my tweets, here's my premium tweets.
No, so this is the feature you get.
Okay.
So they're rolling out to users in Canada and Australia for $3.49 and $4.49 in local currencies.
Okay.
So call it a couple bucks for if you're to convert it.
Okay.
And there's a number of features. The first one is you get an undo tweet feature that allows them to set a customizable timer of up to 30 seconds to take back a tweet if it needs to be fixed.
Well, woke's already caught it by that point.
Yeah, you're toast, right?
There should be a woke filter.
Yeah,
I promise this will not get served to anyone who's trying to
follows
cancel
AOC.
you. Yeah. Oh my god.
And then so that's one. So basically a preview for your tweet. Like, are you sure you want to do this?
Okay. Can't you delete tweets? Just checking.
You can delete.
Okay.
Bookmark folders so users can organize tweets they save. I mean,
Fine.
stupid.
Or screenshot.
A reader mode that makes it easier to read long threads.
Sounds.
It's kind of interesting.
What's that mean though?
You know, because like people,
you can scroll through one.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of time for a thread.
Yeah. The option to
Kind of
customize.
fun. I like the adventure.
This is a terrible feature. You want to know the dumbest fucking one?
Please.
There's a couple here.
You
the
get title.
option to customize the Twitter app icons on their phone.
Wait, say that again?
Oh no.
The option to customize the Twitter app icon
Like
on
make it
your
red.
phone.
Make it rainbow for Gay Pride Month. Make it purple and gold.
Access to color themes for the Twitter app. Then dedicated customer support.
Sure.
I mean,
Okay.
what in the flying fuck are you doing over there, Twitter?
How does Jack figure out Square and just like, I'm not just working on Twitter?
What is there to figure out for Square? It's credit card processing.
Yeah, but Cash
But
App
think
is
about
hot.
it. Think about Square, like a Cash App. Like those are.
Cash App, the only thing he did was convince Roddy Ricch to talk about his shit. That's it. If it wasn't for Roddy Ricch,
Oh,
no
smart.
one would be talking about Cash App.
Hey, listen, I'm not mad at it.
If Jack Dorsey convinced Roddy Ricch to mention Cash App in the biggest song of last year, then that's his big win.
I just want to quickly chime in. Did you see the other big example of just very poor decision making? That the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight, there's no winner, there's no judges.
Wow.
Did I read that right? I thought now that you mentioned that, I did see that in the official rules. What does that mean?
So
No winner,
Floyd
no judge.
couldn't lose.
The only way anyone can win undeniably is a knockout. You are allowed to knock someone out.
Yeah.
Knockouts are legal, but there is no judges.
Winner neutral.
How do you bet? Yeah, winner. Yeah, winner fluid.
That's really
Everyone wins.
who came up with that rule?
I have to believe Floyd negotiated it in.
Because he doesn't
Just
want to
in
ding
case.
on his record.
Like, what if?
because Floyd's assumption is he's not getting knocked out,
yeah,
but he
what
may
if?
technically lose.
Yes.
And he doesn't even want. There's never can be a judgment, even though it's not on his pro record. That's all I can imagine, because no one else has the incentive to do it except for Floyd.
Yeah. What does Logan care? All right, I've had 14
Did you watch
losses.
the Face Off? I
Yeah.
watched it.
No, is it good?
Yeah, it was great. Logan had a sweatshirt that said Maverick Athletics, so maybe I have to root for Logan.
Well, you know that's his whole company.
That's his brand.
Oh, really?
Maverick.
Yeah.
That's that brand.
Me and Logan.
Hey! I mean, it just sucks you can't bet on the thing. I don't know how you would
No,
bet.
they had odds before, so what happens to those bets?
I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, Twitter, I mean, look, no.
Yeah.
I thought this was like a subscription service. You pay to receive like a Patreon. Like you pay to receive an upgraded experience as a follower.
Yeah. You get exclusive.
I paid $3.49 to make my fucking icon red.
Yeah. I mean, this is so like poorly thought through.
Shave the beard, Jack.
I thought you were taking shots at me.
No, Jack has the like,
Yeah.
you know, the
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just don't get it because look, all jokes aside, the guy is obviously brilliant. He has to be.
yeah.
Look at his creations as a whole. Look at but how do you? Everyone sits around and looks at this and says, "Let's go to market with this."
I remember when Twitter launched, Zuck got on Twitter and was like, "This is so cool." He was tweeting actively. I just wish he bought it then. Can you imagine how much better Twitter would be?
I remember, I'll tell you, my friend was like Facebook less than 10 employees. He worked there. And I would talk to him all the time, and he used to run their advertising division when it first started. And I was like, what does Zuck love right now? Like, what is he into? He goes, he really likes Twitter.
Damn.
And imagine, like, think about what Zuck did with Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
It's just made it to like the most like money-making machine, phenomenal product. If Zuck had Twitter, it would be It would probably be Instagram.
What does Twitter do like revenue wise? Like, do they grow?
Yeah, they're growing. They're definitely growing.
Just at like a stable growth? Like there's no surprises or?
Yeah, I mean, we can look it up, but I think it's just like steady growth in revenue. And I'm sure, look, there's so much money in digital advertising. It's not hard for Twitter to stumble into $5 billion of revenue.
I mean, props to finding a product that you can throw every bad idea at and still survive.
Twitter grew revenue 32% year over year. So that's pretty healthy.
Yeah. So whatever. I mean, you keep throwing out bad ideas and the shit keeps growing. So fuck it.
It doesn't matter.
Maybe bad ideas is part of their marketing campaign.
I would guess if it weren't for big tech is basically not allowed to make large acquisitions because of regulatory, someone would have bought Twitter.
Yeah.
Whether it was Google, Apple, Facebook.
Makes sense. What's the update on the AMC stock bonanza? We missed the train, huh? Or is the train back down? Train's back at the station?
So the stock went down today.
Okay.
It went down, I don't know, like less than 20%.
Okay.
But it was up 100% the day before.
100%.
So net 80%.
Yeah.
Over 2 days.
And we're talking market cap now of $23 billion.
Makes sense. Great popcorn.
Totally.
I went to AMC twice in the last week.
Go.
So this is why you're part of it.
And 300 million more Anands and we're fine.
And what's crazy is at one point today, the stock was down 40%. Then it went all the way back up and then it ended up down, whatever it ended up down, 18%.
And Robinhood fucked it again.
Did it?
Robinhood stopped trading again.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. Yes, they absolutely did. They did the exact same thing again. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Look at like Presidente's tweets or someone. They did the exact same thing. Trading has been halted. Exact same thing.
And then they went on to sell more shares as secondary to raise cash. They raised $587 million of fresh cash, and they're paying down their debt. Like, if they have a good operator, they're going to turn this fucking business around, and these Reddit traders are going to keep trading it. And this could be like the craziest success story.
I mean, you have all the money in the world. Like, right? You have all the, like, when this happens, it might not, I mean.
They have $5 billion in debt, AMC. $5 billion.
Write it off.
I mean, look, as we know, that means your stock should be even hotter.
I know, we were talking about this. We had dinner with Deepak from Modern Prescription and his brother yesterday, and we were talking about like intrinsic.
How weird is it that, so Deepak, so effectively D, and his brother's name's Anand.
No.
Yes. What are the odds of that?
Well, I had no idea. I didn't know that his brother's name was Anand. Wow. Okay.
That in itself is
incredible. I think you guys should have a podcast. Yeah. D and Anand squared.
Yeah. 2 Ds.
Yeah. Oh no. 2 Ds, 1 Anand. And the Anand switch out. Okay, sorry, that was rude.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, when we were talking about intrinsic value, intrinsic value, that statement in today's market means nothing.
No, it means
nothing has intrinsic value.
No.
What has intrinsic value?
And I also
whatever does that day, right?
Yeah, and I also think this is no longer retail pumping AMC. These are funds. The volume's too big.
You'd have to believe that the funds just were like, okay, we gotta.
Yes,
want to have fun with this.
Because I talked to like a handful of friends that are fairly sophisticated that are trading these stocks.
Yeah,
it's no longer just
but they're retail.
They're retail, but I think if you have $100 million fund that trades long, short equity, you see these trends, you're going to take a bet.
I mean, what's the difference between that and investing in Supreme if you're a sophisticated investor? Really? I mean, you're riding the trend of the youth and they know what's right.
Yeah.
If they say it's hot, it's hot. I don't get it, but it's hot.
I don't think it's fidelity trading, but I think you have small family offices that have 1 to 500 million in capital trading public stocks that are day trading this because you can make so much money just playing the volatility.
Yeah.
Whether you believe in AMC or not, if you follow Reddit, TikTok, and everything, you just see kind of a short-term horizon of how to trade it, you can make a lot of money.
Imagine these old white dudes like scrounging through TikTok. Okay, All right, got Finance Guru 101.
Yeah,
says.
we're doing AMC and we're doing Cumcoin.
Yeah. Listen, Bob and Sherry, we've decided we're
loading up on Cum and we're loading up on AMC.
Oh my God. Okay, well, you gotta love it.
Yeah.
Another favorite that's, a little bit more legit, but a favorite of the internet is Tesla. But did their stock drop?
Got pummeled today.
What happened?
Their demand in China went from, I think in January, it was something like 21,000 cars.
Okay.
And in May, so that was January. In April of this year, they sold over 18,000 cars in China. In May, they sold 9,800. So a 50% drop in 1 month.
Why? What happened?
I think it's pretty clear.
Twitter.
She just said no more Tesla sales.
It has to be, right?
There's no other reason. Tesla's as global of a brand as it gets. Elon is as famous as he's ever been. There's no way the Chinese consumer is not supporting Elon.
To be fair, the other big Chinese electric car company also had a slide. Here's my belief. I think electric car, people are like, you know what? Give me a good old-fashioned fossil fuel car.
Why?
I want to go to the gas station, pick up a snack.
Why?
That's what's happening.
Why? The trend is up.
I think he's getting throttled.
Because it would make sense if the growth just didn't hit projections. But to decline 50%, that makes no sense. The trend globally is towards electric.
So
I think people like the snacks.
government of China.
The what?
No,
the snacks.
At
If
the
you
gas
have
station.
an electric car,
That's why he's trying
you
to
don't
make a
get
restaurant.
The snack.
Yeah.
But they don't want a restaurant. They want snacks.
I agree.
No, but
I
if
agree.
you look at what the government of China has done, they've replaced every CEO of every major tech company in the last 12 months.
Yep.
They just told them you disappear. We don't even know if they're in prison or if they're where they are.
Yeah.
So why would the same government allow a figure like Elon Musk, who has the whole world captured, become more relevant in a country where they don't want anyone other than the government to be relevant?
That's true. That's totally true. Plus, we don't know the details. Maybe China said we want access to the data of all of the cars, of where they go, and blah, blah, blah. And he said no.
Yeah, because the rival politicians on self-driving, goes off the road.
Oopsies. Shouldn't have said that thing about China.
Yeah.
It just feels weird.
It's so real.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it has to be something like that. But, okay, so stock's in trouble.
Yep.
A little bit. All right. We'll see what happens. Maybe we're all wrong. Maybe it was a weird fluke. Maybe it was some sort of glitch, and next month it's back up.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about overdraft fees for a second?
Yes.
So, not my area of expertise. Overdrafting is. Done plenty of that in my past.
I can imagine. I wish I could, across my business and personal, in my lifetime, calculate overdraft fees.
So that's everyone, right? But that's my question is it feels outdated. It feels scammy.
It is scammy.
So can you give me the rundown?
So overdraft fees at banks in America usually charge $15 to $35 per occurrence. Okay.
To a person who already didn't have enough money to make the purchase they were making.
Yes.
Which are usually, I feel like you get overdrafted on that last bag of chips.
Yes. And so check this out. Americans paid $12.4 billion in overdraft fees in 2020. 80% of overdraft fees are paid by consumers with consistently low checking account balances.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Of the consumers who paid overdraft fees in 2020, 95% were considered financially vulnerable and disproportionately Black and Latin.
Let me ask one question.
Yes.
Is there any legitimate expense or way to validate the cost of an overdraft fee? This is blah, blah, blah plus interest. This is how much it costs us.
It's a profit center.
That's it.
It's a complete
You make
profit
up a
center.
fee.
Because think about it. If you have your money in Bank of America, Citigroup, and you put $100,000 in a bank account, the bank's actually not holding that money.
Yeah.
They're overnight lending it, making a spread on you.
Yeah.
It's not like they actually have your 100,000.
Yeah.
It's all floating.
Yeah.
It's in the cloud.
Effectively, it's just moving. So there's no, especially at these numbers, they already have low checking account balances. It's not like they lost out on overnight lending.
Yeah.
You're making like bips. Bips meaning like small percentage points.
Yeah.
Sub 1%, they overnight lend, and that actually what funds the economy and funds all this stuff. So, on someone who has $20 in their checking account, to make
$35.
No, they literally make less than pennies.
Yeah.
In overnight lending. So when you don't have that $20 in your bank account, they're charging you $30.
Can you imagine if one bank? I know there's new online banks doing this that are gonna have no overdraft fees, but any normal big bank goes out on a limb and says, no more overdraft fees, no more account minimums, no ATM fees. We're going to wipe all that out, and we're going to help you actually build wealth.
Yeah.
Because it is $12.5 billion across all the banks. It's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money also when you place it over thousands of banks across America.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you really had any forward thinking in your mission statement as a business, it would make so much more sense to work with your clients to help them accumulate wealth, because you effectively, if they're successful, they're going to keep their money with you.
Yeah.
But
you know what sucks is we actually interviewed the founder and didn't get to invest in the company. It's called Step.
Yeah.
They have no overdraft fees, no interest, no monthly, no late fees, no minimum balance.
There you go.
How do I sign up?
Step up.
Step up, man.
We didn't get to invest, and he didn't advertise.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. That's fucked up. So technically, you are literally just being charged a fee for not being able to afford what you tried to buy.
Yeah.
Yes, and the bank on someone with that low balance is
charging a monthly fee too.
Charging a monthly fee, and not only that, they're not making any money on you. They're making money on the rich guy that they're overnight lending.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that just seems ripe for disruption.
Jason, you have a question?
Yeah. Also, if you don't pay the overdraft fee within like a week or something like that, Bank of America, they charge you an extra $30. So then it goes up to like 60 or 65 that you owe.
It's total profit.
True,
oh my
true.
God. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember just having like racking up the overdraft.
Oh
fee.
yeah. I mean, there was a lady at Wells Fargo named Luz.
Lose?
Luz, L-U-Z.
Wow.
We were losing.
So that's who you had to talk to every time you lost?
Yeah, so she banked my mom, and my mom said, if you ever have any issues with Wells Fargo. And obviously, early days of the business, we were overdrawn every other day.
Yeah.
And their days are just like hundreds of dollars of fees. And then at the end of every month, I would go to Luz and give her son a nice big packet of clothes. And I'm like,
Listen,
let's
Luz,
start reversing these bad boys.
why don't you lose some of those fees?
Yes, and she would reverse them.
Really?
Like 90%.
It just shows that it's a profit center.
Yeah.
Thank God for Luz.
If you have
It's that easy?
If you have a relationship at the bank, you could be like, fuck you, reverse all these.
Wow. Everyone needs to find a Luz.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
a lose-lose.
Well, I'd say get out there. Here's some more advice. Get out there to your local bank who handles your debit card.
Yeah.
Find out what they're into and bring them some gifts.
Yeah.
It just shows you how ripe the industry is for disruption.
Yeah, that's for sure. That
It's
just
just
seems.
starting. There's so many startups trying to attack it from different angles.
Yeah.
But the financial system is so broken
Yeah.
and so predatory and doesn't serve the masses.
No, insurance, biggest scam.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's frickin' change it. Let's go to the other side of the coin, once again, as we do so well, from the people who are overdrafting constantly to the people who are causing home prices to absolutely skyrocket. So once again, we've talked about it, but like the housing market is absolutely on fire. Yeah. From what I hear in LA, you can't even get a house that you might like on market. You have to find an off-market listing finesse because everything on the market is a bidding war that's way above sticker. It's complete insanity, but it looks like we have a list of the top 10 places where prices have increased.
Yeah. So really, this is a price increase from 2017 to 2021.
Okay.
The median time these listings stay on the market has dropped from 30 days to 25 days. So that's not that big of a drop, but it's still a drop.
Okay.
Boise City, Idaho. From 2017, the median home price was $224,000. Today, it's up 72% to 385,000. Stockton, California, is up 51% to a median home price of $460,000. If you want to live in Stockton, California,
Wow.
it's $460,000. And you keep going down this list, like these cities aren't like Ogden, Utah, up 58% to 365. Rocky Mount, North Carolina, up 55% to 163,000.
That all has to reverse though with companies telling everyone to come get back in the office.
Well, I don't think these are all just big city people. I just think what's happened is there's just been a reallocation of money that went to homes. Even for not everyone just leaving and going to Utah or whatever. I think it's just also people reallocating cash.
It has to be immigration to these cities.
I'm confused because it's also like I know that there are people, like I met one of them, who do like massive real estate buys, like from foreclosures and things like that, and flip houses in areas like where I'm from, or like Detroit.
There is a lot of that.
Or yeah, and like I don't know, even in my hometown, like I know what it looks like, I know how it goes, but I don't actually see why. Like who is the buyer?
So, your point is right. I read an article saying that a lot of these markets that are being gobbled up are all being bought by funds.
So you think it's speculation?
Yeah,
I would short the tertiary home market in the United States. I think it's a wrap. Everyone's getting called back to the office.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but I don't think those are the areas where people move to work remote. I think that's like the Austins and the Nashvilles of the world. These like Rocky Mountain fucking whatever is like what? Stockton?
Yeah,
Come
Stockton.
on. If you're like, yo, I don't got to work in LA anymore, I'm going to head out to Stockton and get a nice pad. I don't think so.
So who are these people?
I don't know. I don't know who
these people?
I don't know who that demo is. Well, maybe we'll ask Mikey Taylor. He might have some insight.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess buy in those areas or
sell.
Or don't move
Sell,
there.
yeah.
Or,
I think you should sell.
Yeah, good point. Etsy bought Depop. Tell me about this. What's this?
So Depop is super popular marketplace to sell your kind of used goods. Think Poshmark, all those people. What are the Tradesy? There's so many people like that, right? They started in 2011. They got bought for $1.6 billion by Etsy.
We're in the wrong game, man.
What's crazy is $650 million of secondhand clothes were sold last year on Depop. Their net revenue was only $70 million. So they got bought. What's so funny?
I'm laughing at they have $70 million in revenue and got sold for $1.6 billion.
What's their loss on that?
Probably 100.
Yeah, it's not making money. Come on, that's not.
What do they
cool.
charge? A percentage of a sale?
That's it.
It's low.
I mean, so $650 million of sales, $70 million of revenue, 10%, 12%. Plus, I'm sure they got their version of their overdraft fees they're charging.
Yeah, that's fucking.
It's a big. I mean, I know Depop is so popular. There's 2 million active users. It's an amazing platform.
People love a good marketplace, huh?
Marketplaces. I mean, I just don't get how you justify. I mean, same thing with StockX, Goat. Like these valuations of marketplaces, and then you look at actual net revenue.
No one's. I mean, 70 million. Not to sound ridiculous, is nothing.
You don't sound ridiculous, especially when you probably, I can only imagine, look at the loss.
Yeah.
1 point. Wow. All right. Well, shit,
I'm
man.
going to start my marketplace. Depop.
I'm with it. Let me know if you're hiring. I'll show up.
So it's basically just to get Gen Z because 90% of their users are under 26.
Yeah.
Etsy is a $21 billion company.
And they're probably old.
Yes.
Etsy's probably like 40.
Minimum
that part
30.
makes sense. The valuation just doesn't.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the acquisition makes sense.
Yeah, acquisitions, they're the perfect person to buy that.
I mean, it's the same thing. Twitter was willing to play Clubhouse $4 billion to buy it.
Yeah.
And instead, they just gave the founders a ton of secondary and said, don't sell to Twitter. Keep building.
Clubhouse should have bought Depop.
Clubhouse needs a lot of... I mean, talk about supportive investors. Andreessen Horowitz, who's led every round, they're grinding out rooms.
Yeah.
They're the only ones on Clubhouse.
It's literally
you know
just
what
turning
Clubhouse
into...
is right now? You know, remember that the Travis Scott movie where Travis Scott's outside in the parking lot performing to like 6 people?
Yep.
That's Clubhouse.
It's that, and it's Mark, Ben Horowitz.
Because you know what the future of the internet is?
And Grant Cardone over in the corner.
Are the scammers still on Clubhouse or they left?
I think they are.
I don't know.
I haven't been there in forever.
I don't even know what the app looks like on my phone.
They changed the face.
That's probably why I can't
There's
find
a new
it.
person.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, you should just go, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a young person that wants to get in the game, go to Ben and Mark's room and just raise your hand. You'll probably get called up.
Sure. It's worth a try. Do it every day.
Yeah, do it every day. They'll be like, oh, this guy is, or girl is motivated.
All right. Well, it's at this point, it's a brilliant messaging tool for Andreessen Horowitz. So good for them. They'll win in the end. I talked about Travis Kalanick a little bit earlier, but what's the update on, he was doing he left Uber, got sort of kicked out or whatever. And he was doing the cloud kitchen thing.
Yep.
Did that take off last year with all this Uber Eats stuff, or like what's the update on that?
It did so well that he's basically opening up a food court.
A food court?
Yes.
So that was sarcastic.
He is basically opening a food hall a few miles from the Queen Mary in Long Beach, boasts a self-ordering kiosk, lockers for digital orders, a waiting lounge, and a pickup window. And he's calling it a virtual food hall.
Okay. Well,
But the problem, this is literally a food court.
Yeah, I'm picturing my high school cafeteria in Long Beach.
It's a cooler version of it.
Yeah, but who's going to be there?
I mean, and the thing is the virtual restaurants, the reason why I don't believe these virtual restaurants are going to work at scale is because they don't have the marketing or branding of real restaurants. Real restaurants, people know. So if you convince John and Vinny to be virtual all over the country, I get it. People are going to want to eat John and Vinny's in every corner of this country. I understand that. Their marketing is phenomenal. They're such a powerful brand.
Plus, they are a real restaurant.
They're a real restaurant.
First.
But okay, I'm going to Long Beach and a bunch of fucking food court.
There's a Columbus food hall opening in Ohio. Do you have family in Columbus?
No, friends. No family, though.
Have someone check it out.
Have them check it out. I'll get some footage.
Yeah, I mean, when you go to...
It sounds miserable. It sounds like the place where fights break out. Right? 3 stabbed at the fucking food hall down in Long Beach. I mean, come on. Over a plate of onion rings.
And that just tells you that the actual cloud kitchen isn't working.
It can't be.
No.
They had cool ideas too, man.
The concept of the cloud kitchen, I get. What they're not getting, this is very similar to the Clubhouse comparison. Go pay for the brands and the talent.
Yeah.
We don't want to eat pizza from Joey's Pizza.
Yeah.
We want to eat Joe's.
So food halls are hot. There's another company called Flip Dish that's backed by Tiger, which is one of the most successful investment firms in technology. And they work with 5,000 customers in 20 countries, including Subway.
Okay, Subway, people like.
Maybe we're missing something. Tiger, Travis, some good Venn diagram overlap.
For a food court?
Look, if we're wrong, we'll be the first to admit it. To me, it sounds a little stabby.
Yeah, I mean, okay, give me Boardwalk fries and Orange Julie's.
Let's be clear. Cloud Kitchens is a real estate business, not a food business.
Yeah.
So they're just basically driving up the revenue that you would have in a real estate building that wouldn't have generated that much revenue because you're getting all these different customers that pay more for that small little space.
Got it.
And then they're just recapping it and cash flowing the shit out of it.
But you have to believe that if it was working.
It's a boring business from a innovation standpoint, like food halls. But hey, if fucking Boardwalk Fries is willing to pay $2,000.
No, but they won't even get Boardwalk Fries. They're gonna hustle some kid who thinks he's got a great
hot ramen.
Yeah.
With some random name.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, we'll see. We will pay very close attention, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of news, whether it's good or bad, because people cannot wait.
Food halls might be the future.
They might be, and people can't wait to talk about Travis and his...
Yeah, people would love to go to a small space where no one's serving you. So it's basically
like the farmer's market.
Yeah, wait in a line.
At the Grove?
With no character, yes.
Wait in a line to touch an iPad.
So that's a food hall. The farmer's market.
No, it's think food court at the mall. That's what a food. I've been to food halls.
Well, farmer's market's kind of a food hall.
What?
Farmers market's kind of a
Sure, but it's outside and it's in.
Sure.
It's like
it's part of a whole experience.
Next to the greatest place in Los Angeles.
Exactly. Yeah. Undeniable.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We don't know until we see. I'm just saying early that if we see a news report in the next 6 months that someone was stabbed at the food hall, I called it. What's up with Barkbox? They made a big merger?
They SPAC'd it.
SPAC'd it up?
Yeah.
Wow. What'd they do?
Well, the big reason why is Michael Katz, who's a friend of the podcast, was an early investor.
Oh, congrats, Michael Katz.
Yeah, big win.
And so he was a seed investor, and Barkbox was a subscription food, home, and health products for pets, SPAC'd it up and is now worth over $1 billion.
Well,
good for Michael.
Good for Michael, man.
Yeah.
Win for the home team.
Yeah, and Bark, I think they have like 1.8 million, something crazy amount of customers. So it's like a real revenue business. And, obviously not making money because that.
Why would you?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No.
But, I think the joke that Michael was posting on Twitter was like, I had nothing to do with the success of this business, but as an early investor, I'll take my victory lap.
Sure. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, and so great. I mean
that's what half of investor Twitter is.
It's just you have to say, I believe.
Yeah,
When
knew.
When I met that pug, I knew.
When I looked into that pug's eyes, he had a vision.
He had a vision. He barked 3 times, and I knew
the passion
that we were going to sell.
That box was going
That's
somewhere.
early investor Twitter for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, good for Michael. Michael, why don't you fire off one of those tweets, man? Okay. Here is this story real? I see it on our board here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start off real depressing. A bride collapsed and died at her wedding.
Yes, very sad.
I mean, that's about as sad as it gets.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to make it weird. The groom then married the woman's sister with her dead body lying in the next room. What is this?
The two were exchanging traditional flower garlands in India in a village called Samaspur. And during the ceremony, she collapsed and died of a heart attack. However, the festivities continued. As the body laid in another room in the house, the nuptials carried on with her younger sister replacing her.
No chance.
Yes, this is real. And one of the uncles said, it was a tough call for our family. One daughter lay dead in one room, and the wedding of another daughter was being solemnized in the other room. We have never witnessed such mixed emotions. The grief over her death and the happiness of the wedding have yet to sink in. I mean,
I have so many mixed emotions currently.
And by the way, this is the second time in recent weeks when a last-minute wedding substitute in India made the news. Earlier in May, in another town in Uttar Pradesh, married a member of the groom's wedding party after her husband to-be ran off, parted way through the ceremony. The bride's family selected a new groom from the array of groomsmen.
See, that one I can laugh
and
at.
agreed
No one
on the
died.
match.
No one died in that one.
No,
I'll
yeah.
laugh at that one.
Yeah, that one's fine. You died, and you said, "Yo,
Yeah.
Same
sorry about sis."
But what's really good?
But what's really good? What? What
Oh my God.
world is this?
Weddings in India are so irritating to me. Cause it's like wedding, God.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
the concept of marriage is just so important that they're
it's like
willing
so
to just so sacred. Make sure the daughter or son gets married off.
It's not even about like go find love or happiness.
No.
It's like when I was younger, it'd be like, we need to get you married.
It's just the union.
You just have to get married.
The
Get married.
It's
union
the
under God.
concept of structure in their minds. That's the most important thing.
That makes sense. I'm not saying it's cool. I'm just saying.
Like, can you
if that's
imagine
your
this
culture.
woman? Like, I mean, that married the guy. Like,
The sister?
yes.
Yeah, your sister's dead.
Dead. And you got hard eyes for her dude. Are you even sure she's dead at that point? I mean, how long has it been? Can we do a double check? Where's the paramedics? Did we try CPR or did we just say, well, she's dead?
God.
God. All right. Next up, what do we got? I mean, look, one of my favorite topics in Well, I mean, this is funny. I feel like we need to do at least one of these a week. Just absurd stories from around the world.
I got served this on Facebook and
Oh, that's what happened?
Yeah, and I was like, this is the most insane story I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my God. Okay. One of my favorite topics forever, maybe the topic I've done the single most research on, is the killings of Biggie and Tupac.
Yep.
And by research, I mean who did it, what really happened. You know, I consider myself an expert.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like there's some new information that I wasn't aware of. A former FBI agent has come out and said that Suge Knight hired a Nation of Islam shooter.
Named Amir Muhammad, a convert whose real name is reportedly Harry Billups.
So let me ask you this. That name has been like out a lot as one of the alleged shooters. What does this FBI agent have that's new information?
So he said that in his 20 years of career at the FBI, I had evidence that LAPD officers were involved, and I was shut down by the LAPD and the city attorneys inside Los Angeles. So he's saying that like there was plenty of evidence that this, and that's why his name's been thrown around.
Yeah.
But like the corruption inside the city of LA was so big that like the case could never be properly pursued.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't think anyone, because those names have been thrown around for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
This is just another agent coming out and saying that Suge Knight hired this person. I mean, this seems so obvious. It's like one of those things where like, it feels like everybody knows, but like for whatever reason, like we're never going to get a real answer on it.
Yeah, because information just wasn't accessible back then. So what are the prevailing theories? 'Cause I know you are an expert on this. We've talked about this many times.
Ask me anything.
What are the prevailing theories? Who killed Tupac? Who killed Biggie?
Tupac was killed by Los Angeles Crip gang members who, the same group of Orlando Anderson, the guy he jumped, whether Orlando Anderson actually pulled the trigger or someone in the crew, unclear. Orlando Anderson was killed shortly after. And
shortly after that day.
Not long after he killed, or whoever killed Tupac. I mean, I don't know. It could have been a year.
So Orlando Anderson's the guy that Tupac fought with in the casino floor after the boxing match.
Yeah. So one of the big theories that I've heard sort of checks out or seems to whatever is that, I don't know if I should say that even. Well, there's a documentary about it. Fuck it. There's a whole documentary about this that Puffy actually was sort of saying out loud at parties and stuff. He used to have Crip security, was saying, anyone who kills Tupac, I'll give you $1 million. I'll give you $100,000. I'll give you, or Suge, Tupac, both targets, right? And that those guys were in Vegas for the fight, ran into Tupac. They just so happened to also have beef. They got in a fight. Now you have double incentive. Now he's beat one of you up. And Puffy was saying there was a bounty. And so whether that's true or not, I have no idea.
Yeah. So there's a chance it was just a crime of passion, meaning homie got beat up, then they just went and killed Tupac.
Super likely. I think that's the most likely. I think the most likely is just you beat the shit out of some gang members and they pull up on you and shoot up your car.
Because it was within 30 minutes of leaving the casino? Not even, right?
No, they left, went back to the room, changed up, headed out to the club for the after party. It was right around the corner from the club.
Got it.
Within an hour, a couple hours.
Yeah. So enough time for them to regroup and get their guns ready.
Yeah, and I think they just had guns in the car. I mean, look, the story, there's a whole documentary that's really fun to watch. I mean, look, I have no idea at the end of the day, but where one of the guys who supposedly was in the car of the shooters, he claims, I think he claimed to have actually shot, tells the whole story of exactly what happened. And he said that he was there and in the car. And what they claim is that they had guns in their car. They had a rental car, was the Cadillac that they were in. And they were driving, and he claims that they heard girls yelling and screaming, and they look over, and they're yelling because they see Tupac driving. And so they're like, oh shit, there he is. And that's the guy who just beat up Orlando. And then they just pulled a U-turn, pulled up on him, shot up his car, drove off.
And then they were celebrating shortly thereafter.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the documentary?
Yeah. But I think the story, in all honesty, I think the story is something close to Tupac and then beat up some gang members. They pulled up on him, shot up the car. And then I do think in sort of I don't think Suge could take that. And you couldn't take that loss. And so he hired someone to get them when they came out to LA.
Right.
But I think that I don't know, from what I hear, that's pretty accepted. I think both
There's just no criminal.
There was so much, like
and
in
that's
LA.
also when the police departments were fairly corrupt at that point. So it's probably pretty tough to. And for listeners, where Biggie got killed is 2 blocks from where we're recording.
I drive by it every day. I come and go to record.
Yeah.
But I think in LA it was so tied in because it was during the Rampart scandal. It was so tied, which for listeners, again, that's sort of what Training Day is based around, right? Like that, like LA was just super corrupt with the police departments, and it was tied into all that. So of course you're gonna tank that case. Anyone higher up in LA is gonna be like, no, we're not gonna expose that our officers helped kill Biggie.
Yeah.
No chance. But I think a lot of people know. I don't think it's as big of a mystery.
Okay.
According to All Hip Hop and The Post, the intended target when Biggie died was actually Puffy, who was in the car ahead of Biggie's SUV.
Interesting. I don't know. It could all be true. And just for the record, for the listener, I'm just I really love to just take in every documentary that comes out about it. I don't actually know shit. So don't come after me. Okay. But I love it. Anytime there's new information, I don't know why. Maybe it's just my hip hop loving.
Yeah.
But there's just a mystery that really gripped me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Time to wrap it up. Winners, losers, content.
Yeah.
Dee, who's your winner of the week?
My winner is one of these shit scam coins that's being
ass.
That's actually getting pumped for the fight this weekend.
Oh.
It's on I believe the shorts of I think Floyd. It's called Ethereum Max. I saw everyone pumping this coin this week. It's worthless. It has no utility.
Do you think Floyd needs money?
100% Floyd needs money.
Why can't you just sell those cars?
You have Ethereum Max shorts?
I mean,
or do you think he just doesn't give?
I saw Kim Kardashian posting Ethereum Max,
and all the Live crew was posting it.
There's
so
signs.
It must be one of the. Who is it then? John Shahidi? Who?
They were all posting it.
Who would they all support?
From
like, I mean, it has to. Someone has to be behind it. Then that is just friends with all those people.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ethereum Max is just like this capitalizing on a moment, and I've heard in multiple conversations this week people telling me I'm in on Ethereum Max. I'm gonna dump it before the fight, and the thing's down 50% from the high of whatever it was in the last 24 or 48 hours. But it's just like this type of stuff is what makes like the crypto belief so fucking bad. But shit, you can go do this.
You can do this in the public markets though. That's AMC.
Yeah.
It's no different.
No, but
you're mobilizing people to inflate something that's effectively
why I said they're
worthless.
my winner. So, some scammer made a lot of money.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can't just blame it on crypto because it's happening in the U.S. stock market.
No, I
right
think
now.
it's bad for crypto.
It's bad for crypto. The U.S. stock market's accepted.
It helps to the
no,
story.
But my point is, I think everything just got exposed. You could do this to any asset.
Yeah.
It just so happens Ethereum Max is the hot one.
No, it sounds like AMC is the hot one, and that's in the U.S. regulated New York Stock Exchange.
So Floyd's broke.
Yeah.
Or he just doesn't care where he gets money from.
No, dude, you have to understand. I was talking to someone that works with a very, 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 very large A-list celebrity, like A+.
Okay.
And I was like, I asked him, like, why is he or she wanting to do this?
Yeah.
And he goes, do you know how expensive?
When you said he or she, do you mean Floyd?
No.
Oh, the person.
The person. I don't want to say it's if it's a he or she.
Got it.
But I asked, why is he or she wanting to do this?
Yep.
And they said he or she has a very expensive lifestyle.
Got it.
And you just can't
And he or she loves Ethereum Max.
Yeah, and Ethereum Max is going to be on
future.
He or she's shorts this weekend.
Got it. Okay.
But I saw Kim Kardashian posting it.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian doesn't need the money.
It's got to be backed by someone that is just friends with that crew. Yeah, who the fuck knows?
No, it's probably like a club guy.
It's probably what's his
Grutman
name?
posted it.
Yeah, David
maybe it's
Grutman.
him.
It's probably his coin.
It's probably his coin.
It might be his coin. He posted it.
And the key to the name, which is why I like this scam better than the other ones, I like that it says Ethereum Max.
I know.
It's better than Ethereum.
It's better. It's maximum.
And the fact that you can use the word Ethereum, I guess there's no trademark issues here. You know, TikTok came out and said YouTube versus TikTokers, can't call them TikTokers.
What do you have to call them?
Where YouTube embraces it. They say we like that people call our creators YouTubers. TikTok, no.
What do you call them? Talkers?
Now we got a problem. I don't know. YouTubers versus wiggle dicks.
But there's no alternative name yet.
Because what do you do if you have a showdown that's YouTuber versus TikTokers? What do you call the others?
Yeah.
The poofy
I
hair.
noticed the songs do change. on TikTok.
Quickly.
Yeah. Bodega's done.
Done.
It's over.
I'm telling you, bro.
Way
They
done.
come and go. And it shows on the charts. It'll be like number 10 on the charts for a week and then out.
There's I think it's a Busta Rhymes song that I keep seeing everyone listen to now. And the part is very vulgar that has gone viral.
I'm so worried about the youth. These dances
I think I know
and
what you're talking about.
what people
Something
Trying
on
to
my
put my
dick.
D in her mouth or something.
Yeah, I was just like,
Yeah.
that's a real odd place to do
TikTok
that in.
loves-
TikTok
yeah.
is like so much more salacious than Instagram ever was.
Yeah.
I remember we used to think like, wow, if you're a young girl when Instagram started popping, like it's got to be pretty insecure to like,
Oh,
see
child's
Instagram
play.
models
Yeah.
and stuff. And this is like on steroids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because also on Instagram, you didn't have to move. So you could do a little face tune here,
Yeah.
a little expand. Not here. You got to be moving and shaking.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know, man, but those are the problems facing our youth.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are we? Anand, did you go win?
Yeah.
No,
Winners.
winners, not winners yet. My winner is Drama-Nized good friend Josh Rogan,
Who's that?
the guy who was on Joe Rogan.
Josh Rogan with an I.
Josh Rogan
Great
with an
guy.
I, who wrote the book that basically is outlining how the most likely scenario is that the coronavirus came from the Wuhan lab.
Yep.
And he explains gain of function research and all these things that even a month ago when the podcast came out,
Yep.
really wasn't talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And now in the last week, you have the Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, New York Times, you have Fauci's emails being leaked,
Yep.
all basically saying it's the most likely story. And
It's funny how when it becomes okay to say that,
yes,
then people start paying attention, then people start researching, then you get a lot of really good information. But before, it was not okay to say or even sort of lean towards that might be what happened.
yeah, because I remember even talking to people in the health world after that Josh Rogan pod. They're like, I don't know, like there was pushback.
Yeah.
Now 1 month later, there's zero pushback.
Yeah. 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 I agree. I'll just go straight to my loser because my loser is the media for the way that we
Yeah.
talked about it a little bit, but like, man, when they now, because the internet's just so good, they do the flip flop of what one person said, 6 months ago and what they say now. And it's just, you're just saying the polar opposite thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and the problem is that everything is so like, you can't. So in life, most things are probably in the middle, but like you can't be in the middle now. Like if you are, for example, if you are someone that wears a mask, got vaccinated, you can't accept that the lab created this virus. Like that group of people.
Yeah, that team's not allowed
Oh, that
to.
team. You're right.
That team says it came from a lab means you're a racist.
Yeah.
Wait, if you have been vaccinated and still wear a mask,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. And then the flip side of it is like, if you don't wear a mask and you haven't gotten vaccinated, you're like, I told you it was from a lab
Yeah.
this whole time.
Absolutely.
But we can't even agree.
We're not allowed to independently think.
No.
We are forced to, on any information, pick a side, stick to that side, and die on that side.
Yeah.
And I think,
I like that.
I think I've done.
What side are you on?
I mean, not to pat
I like to
myself on the
watch.
back.
Yeah.
I'm watching the self-destruction of
You
the
are
world.
you're the bandwagon guy though, so you'll
Yeah.
see what side's starting to win, and then you'll
Yeah,
jump
when
on
I
that
start
side.
seeing the Wuhan lab thing really pick up,
Start-
I'll hop on that.
Yeah, I like it.
I
That's
mean,
good.
I have to pat myself on the back. I feel like I've evolved my thinking about COVID the entire time.
Yeah.
Meaning in the beginning, I was like, yo, this shit's really scary. And then in January, where everything was locked down, I was like, this thing's going to be over in 3 months.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's a really hard pivot to do mentally,
Yeah.
but most people can't do it.
No,
Here we
everyone, each side is gonna die on their sword.
Here's
That's
the
just what's
question,
gonna
though.
happen.
Here's my real question, and this is just the insanity of what's going on. We already had a problem with like Asian hate when it was not okay. So what happens when all those people now feel empowered because it becomes okay
Yeah.
to say that it leaked
Yeah.
from China? That could be dangerous.
So I think that piece, the side that has always believed, here's the thing. You can, and this is the part of evolution of thinking, you can believe the virus was created in a lab in China that either leaked or was maliciously put out into the world to cause havoc. and not dislike Chinese people.
Yeah, that would
You
be
can do
that
both
would be
those things.
Yeah, that's
You can totally do that. It was just that's my stance.
Especially like a Chinese people walking down the street in fucking Ohio.
Yeah, like that guy didn't create the lab.
You did it.
Yeah. I didn't see you in the lab.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, and by the way, the lab is funded by fucking America.
Yeah, the United States.
For real. Dr. Fauci.
Fauci.
Yeah.
Fauci was the head of the department that helped fund this lab.
So this is the problem with like entertaining this
technically you have to
conversation.
go after white guys. You're gonna go beat up an Asian guy. Got to beat up a white guy.
Don't worry.
right
Do you
here.
know how many people would beat up Fauci if you told
Fauci.
people?
Drop
If
Fauci in
Fauci-
Alabama.
Fauci's security.
If he needed security back in April, he
Yeah.
needs a freaking armed like.
I mean, look, our boy, I don't think we put it on the pod, so I'll dance around it, but our boy who was on the pod talking about the digital COVID proof said they get some weird people coming after him because they don't like that. I mean, can you imagine what Fauci would get?
Yes. Especially after the last 48 hours with all these emails from Fauci that
he's
leaked
done.
saying that, it probably did come from the lab.
He needs security for the rest of his life.
I don't understand. Was it the only rationale I could think why the US government didn't pursue it aggressively was that it was a deal made with China? Like, yo, pipe the fuck down about accusing us. Just go with this bat theory.
Well, or they basically said we're going to withhold all your pharmaceuticals and PPE if you keep going with this.
But what if the Fauci was like, yo, bro, I paid for it? Like if you pursue it too deep, it goes to who funded it.
Yeah.
Your boy.
Yeah. He's a great runner, so I have admiration for him for running. I can love Fauci for his running, but I can dislike him for funding the lab.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. Okay. Well, it's a weird situation we're in, but
oh my God, the internet must be just going batshit with this. I mean,
I haven't even really been able to soak it in, but I did see Ron Paul really going in on Fauci for funding it. And Fauci, obviously holding his ground of none of my funding went to gain of function research, but whatever.
Shout out to Josh Rogan. He exposed all this.
He's good. He's it probably to him felt kind of controversial and scary to say that on Joe Rogan. I bet he got a lot of hate right then.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, losers. D, who's your loser?
Did we just do that? What did we do?
That was my loser.
Oh, okay.
I jumped the gun.
Okay. My loser was fuck. I totally forgot now.
Anand, you know yours?
My loser is, I'm kind of predicting this, is going to be the Democrats in 2022.
Oh gosh, I thought you were going to say the Lakers.
No, come on.
I'm just saying, I thought you gave up.
No.
I thought the way you said it, you seemed kind of sad.
King's coming hot.
Okay.
I think because of these types of stories that come out where it was impossible to even reference the fact that it came out from a Chinese lab, and the woke just went so hard on basically trying to hide the truth.
Yeah.
And I think as these types of stories come about, the center people are going to be like, I can't just deal with this anymore.
Yeah. And that's scary too, because you know what sucks is within the woke, I would say, the whole woke mentality, I would say, 10% is very, very valid, much needed, great for society. But the problem is that other percent, whatever it is, what the backlash of that, if the general mood is fuck the woke, fuck being canceled, I want to do whatever I want, like that's scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't like the idea of what the backlash to that will be. I just wish they wouldn't have took it so severe.
They took it so hard that MAGA's hotter than ever.
Yeah.
In cities around the country. MAGA's just on fire.
Well, especially when this type of shit happens, people are like, Trump was right.
Yes, exactly. If we have 15% of the country that's QAnon, how many people are just be like, yeah, I'll vote Republican?
70.
I think it's going to be a bloodbath in the midterm elections. Democrats are going to get smoked in the Congress and Senate.
That's good. Gridlock is great.
Yeah, I think you're right. What happens at the next election?
DeSantis, he's bubbling.
Is
the
he?
Governor of Florida.
He's cool, right?
We heard some rich guys hosting a fundraiser who's Indian in Florida.
Who's the one that everyone likes, though? That's the mayor?
Francis Suarez?
Yeah.
That's the
mayor
one
of
everyone
Miami.
likes.
He just hasn't done anything.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah.
I mean, Barack Obama was a two-year junior senator and became president of the United States.
True.
You don't need to do anything.
Here's what
I
I'm
want
saying.
the founder of Ethereum Max.
You know what Mayor
too.
Suarez
Whoever it
did
is.
today? It's a Bitcoin conference is happening in Miami, I think starting tomorrow. He went on CNBC and said, I'm buying the dip.
Yeah.
He's Republican.
Yes, he's a
So,
Republican.
okay, that's what I was talking about. What I'm saying is, not the other guy. What I was saying is, I would be okay with a moderate anyone moderate. Just fucking anything in the middle. I feel like we just need to stop this, like, because the woke goes crazy on their side, but now there's going to be a crazy backlash on the far right side. And then there's going to be a crazy result to that. It's like, when do we stop? At some point, I have to believe those crazy swings calm down and the polarization calms down. Or is that just the new normal?
That's a function of social media.
And what Mayor Suarez is
ultimately,
what Mayor Suarez is doing right now is similar to what Barack Obama did in 2006 to 8 before he got elected. He's
doing the circuit.
No, he's saying lines that people want to hear. Because Barack Obama was about hope and change. That was like what he ran on. You know what Suarez did in a press conference last week?
Crypto and Logan Paul.
All of that.
Like it.
Plus, he said, they're like, what's your vision for Miami? He goes, I want low taxes. I want to create lots of jobs. And I want to keep social programs. Who's saying no to that?
Yeah, I wouldn't. You know what? And I want Secretary of Defense to be Logan Paul.
Well, let's see how his defense is first.
No, but if you those three things, whether you know how to accomplish that doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
You just have to.
What was the line you gave, the bullshit line on investing today?
Oh, it was amazing.
Drop it for me. It's good.
I heard this.
This sums up what he's saying extremely well and how it can be applied to everything.
Suarez?
No,
just the
mentality.
The mentality, and I'll read the quote. It's basically like if you're raising money for a business, raising money with an investor isn't about proving you're right. It's making the person that you're trying to get to invest to believe they are right. So basically, if you attack someone's core thesis, they're going to be less likely to agree with you.
And this is exactly from political standpoint.
Yes.
The rhetoric that Donald Trump was saying pissed us off so much that we were like, no fucking way. Suarez comes and says, crypto, 11, taxes, all good.
I like it.
Whatever.
I like it, man.
But that's a really good lesson to learn in negotiations and everything.
Yeah.
Like you basically have to fit your argument within the realm of the person that you're trying to convince into their thesis.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to be told they're wrong.
That's true.
And that was what Trump did wrong. He told half the country, to fuck off.
I just feel like if you let's just say our next candidate is Marjorie Taylor Greene versus fucking whatever, right? Eventually you have to separate.
Yeah.
Like, where does that lead to? It's too crazy.
Yeah.
You can't just have fist fights and like, oh, this week, these people are beating up that people because fucking Wuhan.
But that's most of the world is like this.
I know, but we can't go that way. Or can we?
We can.
Okay.
Yeah. It's it's social decay. It's happening in front of our eyes.
Why can't you just get a guy? Once again, I don't come at me because I'm not like.
You're a big DeSantis guy.
But the problem is not DeSantis. Not DeSantis, but even Suarez, even a middle of the road guy or girl or woman on either side.
Because middle of the road doesn't get people excited. Polarizing statements get people excited.
I think Suarez has a shot.
Joe Biden got you excited?
Yeah. Because
you just wanted to take a break.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Can't we get a break that is still inspiring?
No one's inspiring. Okay, let's be honest.
Obama.
That experiment didn't fucking work because people couldn't accept that a black person was president of the United States.
I'd vote for The Rock. I said it.
Free tequila for everyone.
Whatever. He's inspiring. It's like, look, I get it, man. You work hard, the muscles, whatever. Just do this here.
Everyone gets a free trade.
Do that for us. Yeah.
But it's a joke. Like our political system's a joke. We have a bunch of fucking idiots running every level of politics all over the country.
It's going to get even worse because the youth rather buy Doge and fucking Ethereum Max than study government and become a politician.
Yeah. And I feel like there's this new mentality, which is what's happening with Doge and AMC and all that stuff. That's like, none of that shit matters anyway. Yeah. I'm going to fend for myself anyway.
Exactly.
But that'll just get you some wild shit.
I think our country and our society as a whole globally is going to face so many challenges, and we don't have leadership anywhere that's going to properly bring people together.
But here's my concern. China might.
Yeah.
That's my concern. It's
Well, they
not
have
us
by
versus
force.
us.
Yeah, they have.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, at some point, you get screwed because of that. Like, there's other
100%.
people that can't wait for us to fuck up.
But think about it. If you look at history, no one was at the top forever.
Most of the
But this is America.
Most of the world wants us to fail. Most of the world is loving the fact that there's division, that there's people,
they're causing it. They're causing it.
No, but I'm saying, like, I would bet your sophisticated person in Asia has loved the way that America's looked in the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah. I would say so many people.
Yeah, because they're just like, they keep thumbing their nose at us. Guess what? They're as messed up as anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
just a
was
little
thinking
scary.
about when I was thinking about thinking about the world?
Yeah.
America's food is by far the best. And I'll tell you why.
We stole everyone else's
We stole everyone else's.
and just added sugar.
And no, but here's the thing. People say you go to India, it's great food. It is great food. You go to Italy, it's great food.
Yeah.
It's not great food for everyone.
That's true.
Whereas in America, no matter what your preferences are,
Yeah, head on down
You're
to Long
saying
Beach.
that's what we
to the-
have? The food hall?
Yeah, head on down to we're the food hall of the world.
Yes.
Great. With all the stabbings and shootings.
I was just thinking to myself,
No,
I'm
you're
like,
right, you're right.
I was thinking about, could I live anywhere else? And I can't because of food.
Is anywhere else as diverse with food?
No way.
No fucking, yeah.
Like good Italian,
I mean, we
good
could go-
Mexican, good.
We go to a plaza just down the street. You have a Thai place, a Japanese place, you have Subway, you have an Israeli place,
You're right.
Yeah.
and a hot chicken place.
And by the way, that's not just
that's
in LA.
one parking lot.
That's in
A
Ohio.
shitty parking lot.
That's
That's true.
that's in Denver. That's in Ohio. That's any corner of this country. You still like
And you can actually tell how the rest of the world was rooting for us to fail was the gambling markets. Everyone was betting on Trump.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
a vote for the moment they thought it was a close call. Everyone globally bet on Trump, and it had nothing to do with data. They just wanted Trump to create the fuckery and have another 4 years of just a completely terrible country.
That's true. Okay, where the hell are we? I don't even know.
Content.
Okay, what's everyone's freaking content?
My content is a TikTok page.
Oh.
It's called Group Chat News.
Oh, seen that. I've seen it actually bubbling.
It is
We're hot.
bubbling.
Interesting.
Some hits on
bubbling.
there.
So Jason, who is potentially could be Tom Brady, or it could be Drew Bledsoe.
Never know,
We don't
but
know.
I mean,
Or it could be Johnny Manziel.
It could be Johnny Manziel.
He's got the
You
show
look
up
more like
part,
Johnny
right?
Manziel,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Are you hungover?
I'm going to get some rings.
Okay, you
Okay.
come here to get
I'm
rings?
coming in to get rings.
Okay.
There you
So his first day, he's like, why don't you guys do TikTok? And I was like, I don't fucking know. And so he decided to launch our TikTok page. We now have over 1,000 followers. 2 of our videos have some absurd amount of views, like 70, 80,000 views already. All of our videos seem like they're getting traction. So go to Group Chat News and follow the account. It's where a lot of action is happening right now.
Okay, we made it.
Appreciate that plug.
You like that plug, huh?
Yeah.
We finally have the teens on our side.
Yeah.
Okay, Anand, what about you?
I mean, the most obvious content of the year, Floyd Logan, Sunday night. Are you kidding me? I think it's
on
gonna
a Sunday night.
9
I
p.m.
know, that's weird.
9 p.m. is, I think, Pacific time is when they'll actually
So
start.
midnight in Miami.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Ocho fucking Cinco is fighting somebody.
What
We
time?
still don't know who he's fighting.
He's fighting like I don't know. No, I heard it was like some sort of person with a fighting background. Like not a real fighter, but like
I've always said this. I'd watch anyone. I'd watch John fight Vinny.
from the
John and
restaurant.
Vinny?
John Vinny's.
I don't know what they look like, but
I agree.
sure.
Yeah, I'd watch just about any 2 people fight. Yeah.
So Max Kellerman, who's he's on ESPN First Take. He's been on sports for over 20 years, I think, on TV. Boxing expert.
Yep.
And
Fight of the century.
no, what he said is boxing is the most loved sport. People just don't know it. And he had a great example. He's like, if you have a street corner, right? 4 things are happening. One corner, people are playing basketball. One corner, people are playing tennis.
Yeah.
People are playing baseball.
So
One
true.
corner, 2 people are beating the shit out of each other.
True.
Who's everyone watching?
Yes. The only thing I want to alter that is one corner people are boxing, the next corner it's UFC. You're watching UFC. That's the only difference. If people are kicking and fucking choking each other
But
out,
I
you're
think
like.
it's just combat.
But yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Combat is what he was trying to. He's like, it's the most
Anybody fighting.
anyone fighting. He said, he goes, I'll even take it even further. What if one corner is Peyton Manning throwing to Ocho Cinco, and there's a street fight on the other corner.
Street fight.
He goes, some people will be watching Peyton Manning, but enough people will be watching.
Yeah.
When a fight breaks out in a stadium, the entire stadium is watching the fight. They're not watching the game.
Exactly.
You're going to a baseball game to watch a fight.
Yeah.
I mean,
hockey's whole thing has to be built around the fight.
I mean, hockey, you know what hockey should do? 50 fans are fighting tonight.
It's
in your section, you could be
Put
called,
on the skates.
and you may have to fight.
You have to put on skates and skate out there.
You have to go, section 23, you're fighting Joe in section 22.
Instead of the halftime shot, the basketball, you have to
you literally strap on skates and it's like, sorry, man, it's a 40-year-old dude versus a 17-year-old tonight.
Just like, son, you're going to get your ass kicked, but you wanted to come watch
but
hockey.
damn it, I want that Kia.
What does that say about us? I mean, do you remember when fights were in high school?
We ran to him.
We ran.
You're right, bro. You're right.
And you talked about it. It was like, I remember all the fights from my high school. I don't remember one thing I learned. I remember
100%.
vividly some big fights in my high
junior
school.
high was a little rough. I didn't go to like the greatest of junior highs.
Yep.
And I vividly remember a fight in the locker room during PE. Everyone climbed on top of the lockers and slamming
like animals. Yeah, my most vivid memory from high school, hands down, no question, isn't kissing a girl, isn't none of that. It's one kid beating the shit out of another kid. I remember it like it was fucking yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, they should have a high school fight team. It's not wrestling. It's just like, we got our 10 biggest thugs.
Bare knuckle.
Granada Hills High School versus Harvard Westlake. Good luck.
Good
my last fight story, I never have been in a fight, but I love watching them. There was a really annoying kid in PE that the PE teachers hated. He was just obnoxious. Just everyone hated him.
Yeah.
And then there was a kid who was training as a boxer. So he was a young kid, 12, 13, but everyone knew he was a boxer.
Yeah.
They started getting in an argument, and it was clearly escalating into a fight.
Yeah.
The PE teachers left just so the boxer can beat the living shit out of the kid.
The prison guard. The prison guard looked away.
The prison guard looked away.
And everyone was cheering.
Yeah.
That's the content, man.
Yeah.
I mean, undeniable.
Honestly, the content of the week is watch anyone fight.
Literally. If you can't make it, maybe you don't want to support this stuff and pay the $50, go start a fight between two guys out.
Yeah, and just walk away.
Yeah. All right. I agree. That's my content as well.
Okay.
There you have it. Do we have shout outs or no?
We have one shout out from Satoshi. I don't know if you want me to read it.
Fuck Satoshi. Is it good? What is it?
Let's hear it.
He said, hey gang, hope you're doing well. Wanted to briefly come out of retirement to celebrate Pete. We'll miss your presence on the pod. The worst part about all of this is that we'll never get to see Dee and Pete share a minivan. Regardless, good luck on all your future endeavors. Much love, Satoshi.
Yeah, that's valid. Pete's the guy.
Ginger.
He did graphic design.
Yes.
That's cool. Great guy, I think.
I think I met him briefly.
I think you saw him on the way out.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, cool. Good stuff. Thank you guys. We will see you. What day is it? It's Thursday. We'll see you Sunday night.
Yep.
Damn, we're going to record right before the fight, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we'll talk to you before the fight. Bye-bye.